Here's my analysis of the speech Queen Elizabeth gave at the COVID-19. And I film on my phone because my microphone on my computer wouldn't work. So I hope that is okay. First of all, a little introduction. Um, of course, it's the Queen of England, so she gets quite a credible rep, and therefore she makes quite an impact when she um, does a speech like this. So people listen and it gets absorbed well. So the circumstances to the speech is that we are in this lockdown of COVID-19. People have to stay home, and really, it's many people dislike it because they can't see their family members. And this overall speech, I'll get into later more, but it's basically about encouraging people to stay strong and really creating this hope for her people, which of course a royal should do. So this speak is what you call a epideictic speech, I believe. I don't know if I pronounced it right. I don't think so. It takes place at the 5th of April 2020, so right at the start of COVID-19 basically, and it's on a BBC broadcast. Right, so as said, the subject is like this sense of unity and what else? Future, hope, praise. She really gives a lot of, it takes a lot of time explaining which field she truly appreciates and how we should have hope for the future and stay strong as a united Britain. And of course, this is a well-known topic because everyone is staying inside, so everyone can kind of appeal to the idea that we somehow have to find strength in these hard times to get over with it. So this audience is kind of like the entirety of the country, and yeah, really, what do you call the Britons of our nation? She says at 1:45 in the speech. So she kind of speaks to everyone, but that makes sense to her. She's a royal, and everyone basically listens to her because she has that credibility position. Right, so the language, I would say that it's overall pretty understandable, but because she's or she was a older woman, of course you get these fine tweaks and places. So I have a little quote where she says, "I'm sure the nation will join me in assuming you that what you do is appreciated." So she's talking about maybe I think it's the caregivers or someone delivering food. So kind of appreciating as like turning back to the other point, she was really heavy into that praise thing, but she what do you call it? She phrases it in a way that most people today wouldn't say. Like, who says, "I'm sure the nation will join me in assuming." No one will say that today, so that's where we get this fine language part. And the three models of persuasion, not really persuasion, just the way I will, yeah, it's kind of just the three rhetorical points. So as said, the ethos is where she got her credibility, and that's because, of course, she was the queen, so that's quite the credible position. And the pathos is this emotional appeal, I would say, because she overall speaks a lot about this unity, this we have to stay strong and stay inside for the health of our people, our elderly, and it's kind of this emotional roller coaster that people go through when they hear this, of course, because they want to be out, but then in another way they also love their grandparents or other family members that could be hurt in this process of interaction, so they have to stay strong and avoid this contact. And then at last we have the logos, which is the logical steps. So I have a little quote where she says, if we remain united and resolute, then we will overcome it. And that's again also kind of a fine way to frame it. Again, people don't use resolute that much in everyday speech, but she uses here, and she kind of gives us a um, almost symbolic step-by-step tutorial on how to do it. Just follow through with whatever leaders gives out, like we have to protect our elders, we have to stay indoors for the health of the nation, and we will be all right. So the language works quite well, both in the sense that it's pretty simple, so people understand it, even though there's these fine little places where she phrases it like someone who was born in 1940s, which I don't know which is how old she was, but I believe it would be maybe around there. And because of course she's the queen, that also kind of, it makes sense that she talks like that, because a queen wouldn't talk like any normal person, of course. But yeah, it's pretty good way of communicating, I would say. So, and then I have one rhetorical device called anaphora, and she says this: we will be with our friends again, we will be with our families again, we will meet again. So again, appealing to this, we have to stay strong now to enjoy later or survive, you know. And it's a quote taken from the 413 in the speech. And the rhetorical device used here is, as said, anaphora, where we said we will, like 3 times after each other. Good. So I said the core message, it's unity, it's resilience, it's this idea of hope to kind of defeat this COVID-19, or at least survive it somehow, and better times are coming if we endure together. So we have a symbol where she says that rainbows drawn by children, that's something she mentions around 223, and that kind of resembles this new future we kind of draws by staying strong now, and it creates this hope and this innocence because she uses children in the sentence. And the purpose was, of course, to unite and to create hope and to kind of comfort people, which I would say is pretty substantial role. But as said, she is a royal, so that's kind of her major role, I would say. All right, that's it.